When approaching a great personality respectfully, the lowest part of their body, namely the feet, are worshipped with great awe and reverence. Those who worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna are always endeavoring to taste the sweetness emanating from his lotus feet. The lotus feet of Shri Krishna and his eternal consort, Srimati Radharani, are both decorated with various symbols that are unique to their feet only. And these symbols have deep meanings for the devotees who worship them. Today I want to share with you the meanings of these symbols of Radha and Krishna's lotus feet. Radha and Krishna's lotus feet have both 19 different symbols each. 10 of them are shared by both personalities and 9 of them are unique each to Srimati Radharani and Shri Krishna. We begin with the symbols that both Radha and Krishna share. The symbols are barley corn, disc, lotus flower, a stick to control an elephant, victory flag, umbrella, conch shell, fish, half moon, and upward line. Let's speak about these symbols one by one. This mark signifies that their devotees will receive all enjoyable opulences of prosperity by serving their lotus feet. It also means that once one finds shelter at their lotus feet, the devotee's former journeys through many births and deaths is cut short in size, just like a single grain of barley. It further demonstrates that just as the barley grains are sustenance of life for living beings, similarly, it is widely celebrated that the glorious feet are the nourishment of all souls. This mark cuts down the 6 enemies of the devotees: lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy, and bewilderment. It indicates Teja Tattva, or the principle of brilliance by which the darkness of sin within is destroyed. The lotus signifies that just as a lotus grows out of water, similarly, those whose eyes swell with tears upon holding the lotus feet to their heart receive the highest benefit. This mark also shows that the goddess of fortune always resides on Krishna's feet, rendering humble service. It also reveals that just as a lotus blooms by day and contracts by night, similarly, those who remain steeped in meditation on their feet always feel the blossoming unfolding of brilliant ecstasies that dispel the darkness of ignorance. This mark signifies that their feet are so soft that they can only be compared to lotus petals. Indeed, upon first glancing on their lotus feet, you will think you are directly seeing fresh lotus blossoms. It also means that the bee of the devotee's mind cannot fly beyond the bondage of speculative knowledge and dry renunciation without the temptation offered by the superior nectar of their lotus feet. This mark increases greed for nectar in the minds of the bee-like devotees who meditate on their lotus feet. An elephant can be controlled with a special stick. This mark indicates that meditation on their lotus feet brings the elephant of the devotee's mind under control and keeps them on the right path. It also shows that those who thus stay on the path towards their feet become elevated amongst men, just as one is riding on top of the elephant and therefore travels far above the rest. This mark announces that for the devotees meditating on their feet, they give security and safe protection from all sorts of fear. It also indicates that wherever there is Radha and Krishna, victory for their devotees is assured. This mark proves that those who take shelter of Shri Shri Radha-Krishna's feet are shielded from the incessant rainfall of material miseries. It also denotes that those who sit in the shade of their feet become exalted, just like Maharajas or great kings, who usually have umbrellas held above their head. This auspicious mark indicates that those who take shelter of the lotus feet are always rescued from all sorts of distress. Just as during the Aarti ceremony, the conch shell is used to hold water. Similarly, their lotus feet hold transcendental water that soothes their devotees from the blazing fire of material miseries. This mark also shows that those who resort to the lotus feet become completely fearless. This mark shows that just as a fish cannot live without water, similarly the surrendered devotees cannot live even a moment without directly associating with their feet. It also shows that all the most cherished desires and longings of those who resort to their lotus feet will be truly fulfilled. It also means that the mind is very fickle, just like a fish who wavers this way and that. And so only after much meditation do the feet finally come into the heart. It also indicates that lotus feet will come to live in one's heart only if the heart has been liquefied by soft, loving emotions. The feet do not thrive where it is dry. This mark symbolizes how lotus feet truly provide the desired objectives of their devotees. It signifies that even devatas like Lord Shiva, whose symbol is a half moon, have decorated their own heads with the soles of their lotus feet. It also shows that devotees who likewise decorate their own head with the feet can become exalted like Lord Shiva. Just as the moon showers nectar with its cooling rays, similarly, the lotus feet shower nectar upon the devotees, extinguishing the threefold material miseries. So that the minds of the devotees may reside at their feet, they bear the symbol of the moon, which is the predominating devata of the mind. Just as the moon is one, yet it destroys the darkness seen by many people simultaneously. Similarly, Radha and Krishna can destroy the darkness of many conditioned souls simultaneously by their cleverness. This mark signifies the devotee who cling to their feet as if holding a lifeline will be transported to Goloka Vrindavan. Indeed, they will not fall down after achieving their lotus feet. It shows that such devotees need never be doubtful of their upward passage. They cannot be held captive within the small material universe. It also indicates that the path to their feet being free of external designations is very direct. It also reveals that their feet can reach down to the lowest of fallen souls and deliver those who have taken shelter of them. So these signs are present on both Radha and Krishna's feet. Now we talk about the signs that are exclusive on Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna's exclusive symbols are the thunderbolt, 4 swastikas, 4 jaman fruits, the astagon, the akash, the unstrung bow, the cow's hoofprint, 4 water pots, and the triangle. This mark reveals that meditation on his feet smashes to pieces the mountain of his devotees' karmic reactions to past sins. It also indicates that whoever holds onto his feet becomes as exalted as Lord Indra, whose weapon is the thunderbolt. This mark indicates that the feet are the only worshipable objects for all those who are residing in the region of Jambudvip, the island of the rose apple, according to Vedic cosmography. The swastika is a great sign of auspiciousness in Vedic culture. This mark signifies to those who resort to his feet, all is well and nothing inauspicious could possibly remain for one who continuously holds his feet to his heart. This mark of 2 circles, one within the other, indicates that his feet are all-pervading throughout the entire universe, both within and without all manifestations. It also shows that even though his feet are everywhere, They are unattached, just like the sky. This mark signifies that those who resort to his feet are well protected in the 8 directions. It also shows that nothing within the kingdom of the 8 directions is unattainable for the devotees. Further, his devotees automatically and easily achieve the use of the 8 mystic perfections in the course of performing service to his feet. This mark reveals that those who take shelter of his feet will perpetually be freed from all worries and difficulties. It also shows that those who are stupefied in the material world remain motionless like a target and do not come to his feet, whereas those who come to the ultimate goal of his feet remain there, never to go back to the material world. Furthermore, when the minds of the devotees meet the target of his feet, then Brahma condenses as a result and overflows as the tears showering from their eyes. This mark signifies that those who have taken full shelter of uninterrupted meditation on his feet, the great ocean of material worldly existence becomes very small and insignificant, like the water held in a calf's hoofprint, and thus it can easily cross over. This mark shows that his feet hold the golden pitcher full of purely nectarian ambrosia to be freely consumed by the surrendered souls. Indeed, they will never be bereft of nectar, for this pitcher always remains full. This mark also indicates that his feet can pour out nectar that extinguishes the burning fire of separation felt by the gopis, as well as blazing threefold miseries of his separated devotees. It also refers to his feet as the source of the Ganges river, which is supremely purifying. Further, the full pitcher is a symbol to show that no inauspiciousness can come near his devotees, but rather that his feet bring ripples of happiness emanating from divine auspiciousness. This mark indicates that the devotees who resort to his feet will be safe from the snares of the 3 modes of material nature, that his feet are the first and the last refuge for the inhabitants of the 3 worlds, that his feet are the safest sanctuary for the devas, humans and animals, as well as that his feet are the sole desired objects of the liberated, those desiring liberation as well as the sense enjoyers, and that his feet should be resorted to by everyone with full concentration of his body, mind and speech. Now we speak about the symbols exclusive to Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. They include a mountain, sacrificial altar, earring, club, chariot, shakti, bracelet, flower and flowering creeper. The mountain indicates Govardhan Hill, as this is the place where many sacred pastimes of love happen between Krishna and the gopis. This mark proclaims that the sins of those who meditate upon the feet are burned up as if on the altar of sacrifice. Furthermore, it indicates that just as the universe is nourished by the brahmanas offering fire sacrifices, similarly, those who offer their minds in sacrifice to the feet stimulate universal nourishment that affects all of creation. Srila Prabhupada compared this quality with the nourishing of all the individual leaves of a tree by pouring water on its roots. The earrings show that Krishna's ear always listens to the tinkling sound of Radha's charming ankle belts, the melodious sound of her voice, her love poems and ragas of her veena. This mark is to show that the lotus feet are capable of chastising the elephant of sinful lust. It further indicates that for whoever takes shelter of the feet, all their ancestors will also receive benefit. The chariot of the mind that is very turbulent can be easily controlled by fixing it on Radhika's lotus feet. The chariot of Krishna's mind is carried away by the loving service of Srimati Radharani. This mark assures those who wish to have the miserable bonds of the mundane sphere cut and to take shelter of Shri Radha. Her feet immediately appear to slash all entanglements and difficulties. It also indicates that she is Shaktiman, or the natural possessor of all divine potencies, whereas her servants are not endowed with separate independent power, but are completely dependent on her. The bracelet signifies that Radha's feet are always present in Krishna's hands when he is massaging them. Her man, or Alki mood, always accompanies her, as like the bracelets accompanies the hands. Srimati Radhika is like a creeper wrapping around the Tamil tree known as Krishna. Sincere devotees will hold on to Radha's feet, just as creeper firmly holds the Tamil tree. It also shows how the desire creeper of the devotees continues to grow until it gradually takes shelter at Radha's feet. It also indicates that Srimati Radhika's feet wanders the many kunjas scattered throughout Vrindavan. This mark shows that the divine fame of the feet spread everywhere, just like the fragrance of a flower. It also shows that the feet are not hard but soft as flower petals. And it means that just as every fruit comes into being after the plant blooms, similarly all spiritual fruits come into being after first blossoming at the sole of her feet. Here you can see a comparison of their feet. Some symbols mirror from their left and right feet. Radha and Krishna are one person but have separated eternally to enjoy transcendental pastimes in their eternal realm of Goloka Vrindavan. Constant meditation on their divine lotus feet will lead the bhakta to attain the eternal pleasure pastimes of their divine abode.